Let's look at two initial orientations. What is a meaning of life and what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life has been pondered since the dawn of time and has been given a number of explanations. People often define the meaning of life through religion or spiritual sources. The meaning of life is to believe in a higher power, or the meaning of life is to find nirvana. There are more than a dozen common assertions for what the meaning of life is. The differs by person. Thus, a meaning of life acknowledges the variances humans place upon the question. While humans have defined the meaning of life in a multitude of ways, such as various spiritual or non-traditions, there are four cornerstones for how people have found or created meaning in life. When you think deeply about how people find meaning in life, how people have found sustained fulfillment and joy, there's always some combination of these four cornerstones. The four cornerstones for finding meaning in life are discovery, searching for more of who I am and what I want; expression, through the lens of our self-discovery, displaying our essence to others or creating something new; service, how can I give to others? How can I make the world a better place? And finally, love, an intense feeling of deep affection for someone or something. These cornerstones will take shape differently based on how we define meaning of life, our age, and by the people in our lives. For example, if you were a monk, service and love would be a stronger focus than discovery or expression. And, as a teen or young adult, discovery and expression are likely lived into with greater passion than service and love. Similarly, if the culture you grew up in emphasized service, that will likely loom large for you as well. People, past and current, are the branches that frame our existence. They give us the context into how we will find meaning in life. People are not inherently meaningful, like being alone in a crowd or having 500 plus online friends, yet few deeply close connections. The cornerstones are the channel by which people become meaningful, such as through helping us discover ourselves or by being a conduit for love. The thickness of the branches relates to the depth of the connection. Your family may be more trunk-like, while a workmate might be more of a small branch. The fruit and the flowers on the branches, or connections, represent the nourishment and sweet air positive relationships provide. The deeper, thicker the branch or connection, the more meaning they foster in our lives. The branches that are not alive represent relationships that are not present in our lives anymore, whether that be to death, neglect, or simply moving on. Those relationships also frame our existence, yet they obviously don't produce fruit or flowers anymore. The outcomes. The more discovery, expression, service, and love in our lives, the more we will develop a sustained sense of meaning, flourishing, and joyfulness. Of course, this is easier said than done. Research has found many ways to enable discovery, expression, service, and love. Things like mindfulness, freedom, gratitude, challenge, and many more. There are two major types of hindrances or obstacles. Two hindrances that make finding those outcomes of meaning and joy through the cornerstones much more challenging. The first is simple: fear. When we are afraid, it is immensely more difficult to commit to things like discovery, expression, service, and love. By its very nature, fear kills our drives for these cornerstones and instead pushes us to focus on finding short-term safety and comfort. While it is easy to understand how fear keeps us from finding meaning in life, the second hindrance is more nuanced. The second hindrance is happiness. Let's define the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is something that happens to you, while joyfulness is something you choose for yourself. Happiness is the fleeting feeling after a tasty meal or party, while joy is the long-term feeling of fulfillment and rejoicing that we can cultivate through the cornerstones. They're both tasty meals, but joy is served on a plate of value and purpose. Imagine a man on a hamster wheel, which represents a kind of enjoyable activity, running to fill up his happiness tank, which represents the experience of being happy, while that tank is also constantly depleting, requiring more experiences to keep the happy juice flowing. There is nothing wrong with momentary happiness, like a fiction book, a mindless TV series, junk food, video games, or other temporary pleasures in life. These can be considered like spices or snacks to the meal of life. And this pursuit of happiness feels good for short periods of time, and then wears off, leaving us tired and wanting more. We can all find more meaning in life, and therefore a sense of meaning, joy, and flourishing by focusing on discovery, expression, service, and love. It is usually most effective to choose enablers like peace, play, forgiveness, and gratitude, while limiting our time in fear and the search for momentary happiness. By seeking discovery, finding new ways to express ourselves, engaging in service, and choosing love, we set ourselves up to find joy and meaning in life. Whether you believe in a meaning of life or not, anyone can create meaning in their life. It is up to you. We can all make these choices. We can all choose joy. Visit ameaningoflife.org for help creating meaning in your life.